At 24 months savings, changing over the bundle at $21,600, which, if that happened to offset the cost of getting out of the contract, which I have no idea, then we're looking at another $15,000 on top of that, plus the conduit bill.
Right.
Okay.
So my thought process was, when I was looking at it at $1,200 a month, it was gonna save about $14,000 a year. So my portion and everything, I plan to get everything paid off within 2.5 to 3 years, 36 months. Just do the math. I mean, 14 times 3, 14,000 times 3, and we should be able to accomplish that.
And for me, as soon as we sign contracts after his assessment and you guys decide this is the solution that you want to move forward with, my installation timeframes are anywhere from 60 to 120 days. So I need for you guys to plan on 2 to 3 months out before we're ready for a test and turn up.
And I'll have to be in and installed on my part at least 2 weeks before that happens. So I can make sure the IP phones are set where they're supposed to be and people can make calls. So we know that it's a good, clean connection and we don't have anything not working correctly.
Sarah, I have a question.
Yes,
How much pull do you have on AT&T Uverse that if we would upgrade LaDonna, say, right away to that 16 meg and it didn't, let's just say, for example, give her a couple of months to test run it to see if it's going to be better than what she has? Is there a way to get out of that contract, or is it still a 12-month contract that you have to pay to get out of?
There are no early termination fees on Uverse. She can cancel at any time.
So maybe that would be a good option to do, is to go ahead and upgrade her
Okay.
So I would say,
and see where she's at.
Yeah, I'll have it for
See
you.
how
I'll have an
if it
installation date for you
improves.
by the end of the week. You bet.
When did we sign the contract with Eagle? Dawn, do you know, or do you guys know?
I have no idea. That's not something that's readily available, but we can find that out.
I mean, do you think it's been over a year or under a year?
It's been under a year. I don't know. Sarah, you came out probably in
I
September
know,
the
I was
first time?
just going back to my notes. I feel like you said July.
I want to say June or July. I know tax collection time was horrible, so we didn't have it up then. I want to say the beginning of July or the end of July.
Dawn, could we ask you to find out what the termination fee would be for that?
Yeah, I'd probably have to call them.
Okay.
If my memory serves me right, we have to pay the installation, and I want to say that if the internet itself is $100 or $120, and the rest of it is the installation of the fiber. And I'm just going to be honest with you, I'm not completely sold on AT&T, so I would be a little cautious at wanting to discontinue, because we had nothing but nightmares with AT&T to begin with. I'm just going to throw that out there. And Sarah and I have already had this conversation, so I'm not throwing her under the bus. But we were down more than we were up when we had AT&T before, and that's the reason why we have Eagle Communications now. Is it better? It's a heck of a lot better than what it was. Is it still where we want it to be? No, it's not, because if you ask the Treasurer's Office, it's still taking them a long time to process the motor vehicle registrants. But it's far better than what we had. So me relying on internet from AT&T makes me very cautious. Although Sarah will tell you it will come in and it will be fantastic because it's fiber. Just a little hesitant.
And and Dawn and I have had that conversation. I think before we were on, the courthouse was on a Uverse, correct, Dawn?
Yes.
Yeah, was on Uverse, which is a consumer grade product. It's really not meant for businesses. There are no service level agreements on Uverse, and it is a best effort service. The dedicated fiber that we are proposing to support your phone system does have service level agreements, and we are a tier 1 provider, which means, like I said, the IP Flex product does have enhanced features in place for disaster call routing. We can't prevent if somebody's digging around Lincoln County and cuts your fiber manually, but it will be connected to a router. We will be monitoring and constantly checking to make sure that connection is up and running, and you will be guaranteed, whatever speed you go with, and you're not sharing it with anybody else. It's basically going from a little, river to having a dedicated highway from the AT&T CO to Lincoln County Courthouse. So our very best product that we have out there right now, and it does come with very beefy standard level, service level agreements.
Who do you provide that to now that we could call
Well, do you want another
with
city
it as a
or
reference?
county
Yeah,
entity?
yeah, political entity like that, some sort of city.
We'll have to get their permission,
Okay.
Due to privacy laws, but,
Sure.
we can definitely see who else is on that has the service level agreements. Leon and I keep coming across each other's customers, so he's very familiar with our process, which makes my life a lot easier when we do get to test and turn up that he has migrated a Plexar over, and I know that he will take very good care of you guys, so.
So what I'm seeing as an overview is we need to potentially be able to contact a reference to see and then get the installation assessment done from you right away. And with the numbers that I've figured, if we are able to get out of that other contract for just over and above, if we have to only pay out the portion of $337, which would be just about $200, we're looking at potentially covering your installation costs with 2 years of cutting out the other contract.
But you gotta take that 200 times every month.
For 24 months.
Right,
Which is over
correct.
$4,800.
Right,
Right, well,
correct.
if we are saving,
Yeah, you're gonna save.
we're
Right.
saving 21,600 over 24 months at the different plan cost. So if the additional fee is only $4,800 to get out of the contract, it's all
Good job.
hypothetical. I'm
Yes.
just running the numbers here to see, so it makes sense to do it as soon as possible if you could get us that
Well, yeah,
assessment.
it'll be, like I said, I could turn the thing on within a month, I could have it all up. The problem is gonna be, how fast can you get the conduit in the ground, and is this lady gonna be taken care of? Now, there's a question I have for you that I just popped in my head. Beans, this gentleman here, what's your name?
Terry,
Terry. You said that the health department's real close to AT&T central office.
right across the alley.
Can they get fiber to that building and give them speed through fiber?
Oh, I'm sure, but like you said, it's gonna be a managed service.
Well, that's
So-
fine, what would that cost be? Just for the fiber connection, we don't need anything that way, because the fiber would be a lot better than the U-verse, and the
Oh,
reason
yeah.
U-verse works is because you're across the street,
Yeah.
as
Fiber
U-verse
would
hasn't
give
been.
you an example of what it would be like, potentially, is what we're
Mhm.
saying.
Right. I've had real good luck with their fiber products, their U-verse products and the other stuff, like she said, it's not a commercial grade. I mean, it was more designed for home
Yeah.
use, so,
I've had it. When
it's,
the clouds come in,
yeah.
your internet's gone.
Yeah, exactly, and this will be a fiber grade, which, like I said, fiber's gonna come in, you're gonna get what you got all the time.
Yeah,
It's pretty consistent.
I would have to qualify her location because we have different tiers based on how far away from a fiber run she is. But I would say in the ballpark of $600 to $800 a month
For
fiber.
And what would
For
that
just
be?
her?
For just her,
Wow.
yeah, it's gonna be pretty rough.
Wow,
It's a dedicated highway to the health department that is fully managed by AT&T.
yeah,
That's why.
yeah.
So the reason I'm throwing that out to you is now you can see why it would be a lot.
It's cost effective to do the entire, yeah.
Well, no, to run fiber from here to there, because at $800 a month, it wouldn't take long to pay a fiber connection, your own fiber, have somebody run fiber from here to there at $800 a month. That's the point I was trying to get across.
Mm.
So,
What, if we did the bundle package with AT&T, what's the contract length on that?
Standard is 3 years. I can do a 2-year.
Okay.
And we do not have installation costs that we pass on to our customers, so it's just that monthly for the length of the contract. So, I mean, as your consultant, what I would say is, we can look at what the ETFs from Eagle would be, but if they turn out to be astronomical, I would say we get the 10 meg in just for the phones, let Leon get everything set up at all of your branch offices, and then when you do get closer to the termination of that existing contract with Eagle, and if things have gone well with your new fiber connection from AT&T and haven't had any voice issues, that we look at taking that bandwidth from Eagle and boosting up your 10 meg to be able to facilitate internet here as well. That would be the long-term.
Does anyone in Lincoln have fiber through you yet?
I believe there's a section going to, the Bank of Tuscan has exactly what we're talking about. So if you wanted to, I'd have to, when we get done with this, I can give Dawn the gentleman's name, I'll call him on the way. He's a pretty decent guy, so he won't care too much. No, it's the IT guy.
Well, Thomas isn't there anymore.
Yes, he is. He's part-time.
Well, he's with another company in Wichita. He supports them now. Bank of Tescott is their customer, because he has, the
Right.
Bank of Tescott is also my customer.
Right. So then they use Cox in Salina and that surrounding area, but they had to use AT&T to get here. So that connection's been fairly stable. So, yeah, anytime they do anything with the Bank of Tescott, Thomas takes care of all their phone stuff. So it has to be stable. So, but I get you his name and his number.
Yeah, and we're doing, I mean, I sell 3 to 4 of these solutions a month. And the other really nice thing is that it includes your long distance. So this new solution will also get rid of your long distance bill. Except for the individual analog lines that we have to put at each of those extensions. So like I said, it's upgrading you, replacing an old, not adding to additional costs. So it really makes sense for a lot of customers. And when you call another customer that has ID Flex, it's considered like a mobile-to-mobile call. It doesn't deduce from your monthly bucket of minutes for long distance. So we're out there and we're spreading it all over. So
And you said this included voicemail too, correct?
No, but I can figure that in. I
Yeah.
can get you voicemail. Sure.
that's a function of your phone system.
Yes, I can get that. I can put that in. Sure.
Does that include phones?
Yes. Yes. You'll have new phones. How many phones do you have at the health department? You said 3, but that didn't sound right.
No. 7.
That's part of the assessment, so there's 7 there. Okay, it's good to know.
One of them is electricity goes off and you have a direct connection to the phone versus.
Right. And that, we can make that with the fax line so that you can get out the electricity. We'll want to make sure that the other thing that we want to make sure with the IT guys, which that portion we'll have to get from them, but we'll have to make sure that everything's on UPSs, so we have a acceptable amount of time if the power goes out that the phones stay up and we don't lose connection.
So do you need approval from us to do the assessment?
No, I'll move forward. I plan to move forward regardless because there's so many unknowns. Another gentleman started this and had a massive heart attack and he's not doing well, so I stepped in. So, yes, so we're proceeding forward. But there's a lot of information that needs to be done so we don't have any surprises. There always are surprises, but try to keep them as minimal as possible. So. Now usually when I quote, I'm right on the money. Usually my quotes are, I don't come back and say, oh, you owe me $10,000. No. It'll be what it is, and if something goes over, it's on me. So you don't have to worry about that.
Okay, do we have any other questions for the AT&T phone connection? Leon? Sarah, well, we thank you
Okay?
for your presentation.
And I'll
Wait on
get
your assessment.
Okay? And I'll get you Thomas's number.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Michael? Ready, highway?
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Morning.
Bob was planning on being here till 11:30.
Okay.
Our scheduled time today, so. Some of this take care of now.
Do you wanna wait for Bob?
I think some of this we can take care of. And we can clean up everything else after Bob gets here. I think some of the motor grader guys are gonna be here around that 11:30 time also.
David Bell was in about that bridge. It was closed,
Okay?
and he was wondering
concrete, those preformed boxes, the pre-concrete box, whether that would work down there.
What we're gonna run into is we will have to get it engineered. Because when we restrict the size of that creek, it becomes a water obstruction. And it'll take an engineer and through the permitting process to get that approved. But if that's something you guys would like me to continue with, I'd be more than happy to get some information to see what size of structure it would be required to put in there.
Well, I think that'd be the first step.
Yeah. Need to know the size, what kind of a cost we're gonna look at. Probably better than a low water crossing is. So,
I think that location would be hard for a true low water
that's
crossing.
what I thought. That would be, we'd have
Over time,
problems.
Over time, it'd allow for it to push back out on private ground with as much water as could come through there. In our hunt to locate a chip spreader, there was one that we discussed last fall, and we decided not to go down and look at it in Oklahoma City. They were asking $45,000 for it. They have dropped that price to $21,500, and will be available, I believe, through the end of this month, and then it will be going to auction.
There are issues with it.
Not according to their description, there is not. Granted, it is in Oklahoma City. So, I think it needs to be looked at prior to purchase.
Oh, yeah, we wanna be sure we look at it.
But it states on here that the left and right operator seats are fair, console swivels both left and right. Cummins engine is good, transmission hydrostat's good, hitch is good, belts hydraulically driven, a little weathered, but they're okay. It's got a 13-foot, 6-inch wide hopper with agitator, electro-hydraulic power gate, controlled with spread hopper gates, designed to open at a preset opening, and gates automatically close when the machine is stopped. Tires are 70%, and there's duals on the rear. Hour meter shows 105 hours with the total machine estimated hours of 1,500 hours. It's a 1999 Roscoe.
Do you personally keep the inventory on all the machinery, equipment?
As in personally,
Like, or do you do an inventory on your equipment?
yes.
Okay.
I have a copy, and there's a copy, I believe, in our program, highway program with Liz.
And the current chip spreader situation?
Now, it's a 1967 Flaherty. Parts have become difficult to get on it, as well as the frame is rusted on both sides. Okay,
Who does the maintenance on that?
we do.
It's a 1967 what?
Flaherty is the name brand of it.
How do you spell it?
Flaherty, something along that line.
So it's rusted to the point of won't work, or?
Potential failure. Like I said, we've been limping along
Is
last
that
couple
what
years.
you use to do, 6th,
60th, yes.
no, not, I'm talking about 6th Road, is that what they call it off that?
60th. 6th in
This
Elmore
little
County.
blacktop?
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, I see what you're saying, 60th, cause it goes up through,
Yeah.
between 50 and 40, okay, I got you. So you used that last year there,
Yes.
was that the only project you did with it? In 2016?
I believe we came through, and did Denmark, Vesper, last year also.
They do roughly a third of the miles of
Yeah.
chip seal every year.
10 to 15 miles, just depends on how that breaks out every year. This year we anticipate to do Barnard and Missile Base and a little bit over at Beverly.
We've been looking at these for several years, and we just didn't find one in our price range.
And
Looked at leasing on like we do the distributor, but they weren't interested, no one was interested in leasing on, so.
so this is a 1999, have you looked into availability of parts for it, since that seems to be one of our common themes here, that we never can find parts?
Directly for that machine I have not, but I do know that Roscoe is a company that is still in business.
And are you assuming that we can do in-house maintenance on this one as well?
I believe we can.
Who typically does that, runs our chip spreader machinery?
Typically that has been our bridge crew. The-
Any one specific person, or?
Yes. In the last 2 years, it's been Tyler Reno. In years past, it was Randy Raffin, former bridge employee.
Well, do you think we ought to go down and look at it or not, guys?
I think we should.
Doesn't appear that Morris County was interested in it.
Not directly, I wanted to hear directly from you guys first.
No, If I make it Wednesday to the meeting, I should see a commissioner from Morris County. I assume she'll be there.
Okay.
Who do we send to look at machinery?
I usually go and then I usually take one of my mechanics.
Do you have mechanical history, knowledge?
General, I'm by no means a mechanic though.
Do you operate any of the machinery?
I can operate almost every piece we have, but I don't have the opportunity to do that near as often.
Don't you think it would behoove us to send someone who's going to be operating it?
Can.
Who has the most experience doing that stuff right now that's on our list?
Operating the chip spreader,
Yeah, yeah.
that would probably be Tyler Reno, and he's only had 1 year by himself on the machine, and